Who are these people?
They're trying to force a vote, Collin. They're trying to force the vote. What do you think they're forcing the vote on?
Well, I'm gonna get into it, but I don't like the because our girl Sharon wrote the article, and we'll get into it. And
they're not doing the same way, but they are trying to force a vote. They're just not using the same leverage.
Right.
So, but it is funny that that's what they're trying to do, and we'll get into it. So, House Democrats are pushing to force a vote on banning assault weapons. The push comes amid a record-breaking increase in gun violence. So this is Sharon Zhang over at Truthout. She does some good stuff. Links are in the description as always. If you want to read the articles, share the articles, that kind of stuff. A group of Democrats is launching a push to force a vote in the Republican-dominated House. You could just stop there, Sharon. You could just, right there is the end of your article. You could just, that's it. What do you think is going to happen? I don't know. The second part of your sentence. Right. So, on a proposal to ban assault weapons and enact other gun control initiatives that gun violence reaches a record high in the U.S., with the support of House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, everyone's favorite new squad member, 3 Democrats have each taken the helm of a discharge petition to force votes on 3 different proposals aimed at addressing the gun violence epidemic. If a lawmaker is able to get a majority of House members to sign a discharge petition. So that's the leverage they're going with. That's what they want. Okay? So, it automatically triggers a vote on the House floor if they get that petition, right? Meaning that Democrats would only need 5 Republicans to sign on to a petition until the rest of the party signs it. That's just to get a vote. Right. Okay? One bill spearheaded by Rep. Lucy McBath, like cue something not winning. Like it's all. Do you remember these arguments, Collin? Of like, oh, force the vote. It's not gonna win. You're not gonna get right, but you're gonna hold people accountable during the middle of a epidemic of like, why? Why do we do this? Where's the fucking, I mean, it's just
fuck you.
It's just, it really is, you know. Like, I mean, this guy is just fucking laughing the whole time. They're so stupid. For a second bill, they've already tried to do this. Okay? So again, Lucy McBath spearheaded one, would ban assault weapons, a measure long demanded by gun safety advocates. Rep. Mike Thompson is leading a discharge petition effort for a second bill to implement background checks for nearly all gun sales. Okay? The third bill, introduced by Clyburn, closes a loophole that allows gun purchases to go forward by default if a background check hasn't been completed within 3 business days. This is known as the Charleston loophole, for its role allowing the shooter to shoot and kill 9 black worshippers at a church in Charleston, South Carolina. You remember that, Care Bear, I'm sure.
Yes, I do.
Thanks for the super chat, Chris Deason, $9.99. Hey, great job getting the Hedges Sawant West Green Party footage. Way to be there, INN. That's BigMadCrab was there.
Shout out to BigMadCrab, who was there, who recorded. Thank you, Crab.
We'll pass on your support there. So all 3 of these bills were passed under the democratically controlled House in the last session of Congress, but failed to pass the Senate. So here they are blaming the Senate again, Care Bear.
Right.
With the filibuster, they're blaming the filibuster and conservative Democrats in the way of passing the legislation.
So, Manchin,
yes. Nancy.
Enema.
Yeah, Enema.
No, not Nancy. Nancy is House.
Yes, but they're conservative Democrats, you know.
Right.
While the American people are calling for progress, it remains clear House Republican leadership refuses to take the issue seriously. The American people deserve more than their elected representatives, said Thompson. Per the Washington Post, no, they deserve the exact fucking representation, bro. Action on gun violence prevention is long overdue. The only question is, will Republicans join us in bringing these bills up for a vote? What's your guess, Care Bear?
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Nope.
Pretty much. Progressive lawmakers like Rashida Tlaib have touted signing on to a petition, but it's unclear whether or not the petition will get enough signatures to come to a floor vote. Even if they do, the bills have virtually no chance of passing the Senate. Okay, so why would they do something that had no... But the proposals are extremely popular among the public. A Morning Consult and Political poll last year found 88% support for requiring background checks on all new gun sales, while Gallup polling from recent years have found that a majority of Americans think assault rifles should be banned. Despite this, some Republicans are trying to pass a proposal that would loosen regulations on pistol braces, an accessory often used with assault weapons to allow them to be shot one-handed more easily, as mass shooters have done in recent attacks. Such loosening of gun regulations would likely cause more gun violence. Gun-related deaths are on the rise, while gun deaths reaching a record high of 48,830 in 2021. According to the most recent data, mass killings driven largely by gun violence are on pace to break a record this year. The rise in gun violence is coming at a time when guns are becoming easier and easier to access. In recent years, states have been loosening gun laws. In the year following the horrifying mass shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas lawmakers have passed 52 bills expanding gun access or bolstering the gun industry. At the same time, gun purchases are on the rise. Well, you know, the cops with the guns didn't do a great job there, you know?
Right.
I'll give it that, but not to get too much into the gun argument. But
see, here's the thing. This is a difference with this whole forcible vote bullshit.
Yep.
They're trying to force the vote against the opposite party.
Yes.
What we were proposing was forcing a vote against
on your own party that
There's
you're supposed to have influence on.
Right.
You're trying to force the Republicans into taking a stance during an epidemic that you are willing to.
Right. And you know Republicans are not going to. You may be lucky if you get one.
It's not with Jimmy Dore's forced the vote on Medicare for all. You would at least find out how many of your party are willing to publicly support this issue in the middle of a pandemic to give people health care. With this, you're forcing the Republican Party to try to publicly say whether they're against banning guns in the middle of a gun epidemic. What do you think the Republicans would do?
Right.
You don't know? They've done so publicly.
But that's not to say they're probably House Democrats.
Yeah.
Who want the gun laws too.
Right. Well, who don't want them. Right.
So it's easy for them to say, I'm in support of it, knowing that they're not going to go after them.
Yeah.
Hakeem is not going to go after the people within his party who are against these things. No, it's just a way just to kind of be like, see, Republicans suck.
Bad.
So we need to vote them out. You know?
I'm glad you're with me.
Right. So, but yeah, I just didn't like, I guess so I didn't read the story very closely, but I think she kind of was like, force a vote, which was kind of like,
no, this is what they're doing. They're trying to do it. They are literally trying it this way. Right.
But it's not force a vote. This is just Tuesday.
Well, I mean, like, it is. They are literally trying to force a vote. They're just doing it terribly. It's a terrible. Like they're not realizing why you would force a vote to begin with. They're just doing it. They're doing it to pin it on Republicans. That's what they're doing it for, and they're doing it as a political stunt as we come up to elections. Care Bear, what do you think the actual cause of gun violence is in the country? Do you think it's partially that no one's able to live a life that is worth living? That no one is able to have jobs that are worth doing, that no one is able to feel fulfilled. The mental instability is at an all-time high in the country. What do you think's causing that? Lack of access to healthcare, lack of access to good infrastructure, homes, houses, like food.
Right.
Have they done anything to address any of those things?
No. And it's funny you mentioned that because this is on the federal level that we're talking about. Right now, I'm talking about this on the local level with some goons who are trying to push for more police in DC. And it's like, and the idea is like, people are not talking about the idea of like, crime is tied to poverty. So it's like, how are people, like right now we're in the middle of inflation where people are spending more for gas, more for food, more for education, can't go anywhere, can't do anything, so what are people supposed to do? A lot of this is out of despair. And people are not talking about the root issues in terms of how can we solve crime that doesn't involve the cops.
Yep.
Or in this case, just taking away the guns.
Yep.
So, Bad Cookie said, this is why they didn't propose this when they had the majority. They know it will fail. It's for posterity to say, it's those damn right-wingers and trying to divide us further. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In an incredible twist of play on forcing votes. And like I said, they've not done anything to address any of the actual causes. Incarceration rates are still at an all-time high, yet crime is still like high. So, address the root causes of these problems. Fix the system, please.
Right.
System sucks.
Right. Like, if you're going to try and force a vote, try and force a vote on that.
Yeah.
Try and force a vote on root issues.
Right. But the issue is that they've lost their leverage on a lot of other issues.
Right.
So.
Right. But I still feel you can make the case for it. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere, but at least make the case for it. But they're not willing to do that. Because, this isn't for us. This is for them just to appease their overlords just so they don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Because they're perfectly comfortable with what they have.
Basic shit. Shit we talk about all the time.
It's funny that they're trying to force a vote against the opposite party. Which we know is just going to result in nothing.
On something that we already know where they stand.
Right.
Like, it's not going to pass, so therefore it's what do they call jimmies? It's just like protest force, like vote forcing, like to figure out, it's just symbolic, right? And people could say whatever they people could say whatever they wanted on this to appease whatever their constituency wanted, right? And everyone knows the Republican stances already, so you're not finding out anything new, right? And you're not holding anyone's feet to the fire. So, yeah.